we need to open a sample file for this lesson, and you'll find it in Session 3, The World's Fastest Cars. Right, this lesson is all about inserting rows and columns. And you can see here some of the fastest cars in the world, topped by the Bugatti Veyron, which does 253 miles an hour. But there's now an even faster car, because the Shelby SSC Ultimate Aero is even quicker. That means we need to insert a row above row 4. Now to do that, point to the row header, that's the little button with 4 written on it, right-click with the mouse, and then choose Insert from the shortcut menu. And we've inserted a blank row above what used to be row 4. Let's now add some information for the new car. It's the Shelby, and it's the SSC Ultimate. Let's give that a capital U. Ultimate Aero. It has a top speed of 257 miles an hour. The 0 to 60 time is 2.7 seconds. The brake horsepower, we've got 1,183. And the price, $654,400. You'd almost think they'd round it up to 655,000, wouldn't you? And the country it comes from is the USA, who were topping the chart when this video was made. But there's probably a faster car by now, by the time you're watching this video. Right, that was just a new little piece of data, and notice that Excel has been terribly nice and made it boldface, because it thinks, well, row 3 was bold, so maybe you'd want row 4 to be bold. Well, it was a nice guess, Excel, but let's select row 4 now, point to the bold button on the ribbon, give it a click, and we'll put things back to normal again. All of that was about inserting a row. Let's now look at inserting a column. Suppose I wanted a column to the left of column C. In this case, we right-click on the column header for column C and choose Insert, and we've now inserted a column. How do we get rid of it? Simply right-click on the header of the new blank inserted column and delete. It's that easy. Right-click Insert, right-click Delete. And for a row, right-click Insert, right-click Delete. You'll often see beginners or people that haven't been trained to use Excel properly inserting several rows like this. Right-click, Insert, right-click, Insert, right-click, Insert. But of course, there's a better way of doing it than that. Let's just delete those rows. If you want to insert, let's say, 6 rows, you choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you would right-click and Insert, and you get 6 rows inserted. Works for columns too. 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, right-click, Insert, and I've got 4 blank columns. Let's now delete those columns and rows we inserted. 1, 2, 3, 4, right-click, Delete, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right-click, Delete. Now there's a slow way of inserting rows and columns, which you'll never use, but let's show it you anyway. Select a row, look up at the ribbon, and we can go Insert, Insert Cells, or Insert Sheet Rows. We'll get the same result. Or, if we want to insert a column, choose the column, Insert, Insert Columns this time. And get rid of the column, well, let's do it my way. Right-click, Delete, right-click, Delete. Now you'll probably never use the ribbon method because it's a bit slower. But one method you might use is the keyboard method, because the keyboard method is the fastest of all. Here's how we do it with the keyboard. I want a row above row 8, so I select row 8, and I hold down Control, Shift, and then plus. Plus, 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 plus. And if I want to get rid of them, hold down the Control key, minus, 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 minus. That was fast, wasn't it? Let's do some columns. Add a few columns, take a few columns away. Much faster way of doing things. So whichever one suits you best, either use the keyboard technique, plus, 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 minus, 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 or select rows, select them, right-click, Insert, select the rows, right-click, and Delete. It's up to you. Now you know all the best ways of entering and deleting rows and columns. Let's save this worksheet with a new name. Save as Excel worksheet, and this time we'll call it The World's Fastest Cars 2. And once again, I won't save it in the Session 3 folder because that would overwrite the sample file. I'll put it in the practice folder. The world's fastest cars, saved, and we're done.